The Lannisters sat out Robert's rebellion, only until they knew that Robert had won. They sacked the city and got a lot of the spoils, even though Tywin spent most of the war sitting on his ass. Robert doesn't seem to care, but you can tell this bothers Ned. Ned takes, shall we say, extreme issue with how the Lannisters conducted themselves during the sack. Namely, Jaime killing Aerys and Tywin, ordering or allowing the murders of Elia, Martell and AegOn and Rhaenys Targaryen. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. Cersei still holds a grudge against Lyanna Stark for attracting both Rhaegar, whom Cersei wanted to marry, and Robert, whom Cersei did marry. The Houses Lannister and Stark are so far apart that they would have remained neutral to each other for centuries. The one time that we know that the westermen faced off against the northmen was during the Dance of the Dragons, at the battle by the Lakeshore near the God's Eye. The Green Army in that battle was led by Lefford Lannister, and the Black Army had Roderick Dustin and his winter wolves alongside many riverlords. The Blacks crushed the Greens on that day, and I don't think there was ever any opportunity for enmity between the Starks and the Lannisters after that. The very first time we hear about the Lannisters in the books was when Catelyn informs Eddard about the king's arrival to Winterfell. He was not too thrilled about the arrival of the Lannisters. The Queen's brothers are also in the party, she told him. Ned grimaced at that. There was small love between him and the Queen's family, Catelyn knew. The Lannisters of Casterly Rock had come late to Robert's cause, when victory was all but certain, and he had never forgiven them. Well, if the price for Robert's company is an infestation of Lannisters, so be it. It sounds as though Robert is bringing half his court. Being an honorable man, Eddard was shocked to find that Jaime Lannister has broken his sacred vow and murdered the king he swore to protect. Additionally, Jaime was sitting on the Iron Throne when Eddard rode into the Red Keep, and that did not sit well with the Lord of Winterfell at all. Aerys was dead on the floor, drowned in his own blood. His dragon skulls stared down from the walls. Lannister's men were everywhere. Jaime wore the white cloak of the King's Guard over his golden armor. I can see him still. Even his sword was gilded. He was seated on the Iron Throne, high above his knights, wearing a helm fashioned in the shape of a lion's head. How he glittered. You think I should mistrust Lannister because he sat on my throne for a few moments? He shook with laughter again. Jaime was all of 17, Ned. Scarce more than a boy. Boy or man, he had no right to that throne. Jaime himself was not too happy about the way Eddard reacted to his presence in the throne room. Do you think the noble Lord of Winterfell wanted to hear my feeble explanations? Such an honorable man. He only had to look at me to judge me guilty. Jaime lurched to his feet, the water running cold down his chest. By what right does the wolf judge the lion? By what right? Eddard Stark wanted to send Jaime Lannister to the wall for the murder of King Aerys, but Robert would have none of it. I am certain that all of this happened out in the open, giving another reason for the Lannisters to hate the Starks. Though it made his job easier, Eddard couldn't stomach the fact that the Lannisters entered King's Landing by treachery. He felt that their actions have tainted Robert's victory in the rebellion. You were not there, Ned said, bitterness in his voice. Troubled sleep was no stranger to him. He had lived his lies for 14 years, yet they still haunted him at night. There was no honor in that conquest. The worst moment was when the bodies of Rhaegar's children were presented to Robert, wrapped in the crimson cloaks of House Lannister. That pushed Eddard over the edge, and he argued with Robert about it. After finding out that Robert didn't care that the children were murdered, he stormed out of the city to go look for his sister. He remembered the angry words they had exchanged when Tywin Lannister had presented Robert with the corpses of Rhaegar's wife and children as a token of fealty. Ned had named that murder, Robert called it war. When he had protested that the young prince and princess were no more than babes, his new-made king had replied, I see no babes. Only dragon spawn. Not even Jon Arryn had been able to calm that storm. It was the sack of King's Landing, and all of the events that followed it, that drove a deep wedge between the wolves of Winterfell and the lions of the Rock. Though that is mostly in the past, the wounds were reopened again when Catelyn received Lysa's letter. When Lysa accused Cersei of Jon Arryn's murder, that was what convinced, with Catelyn's urging, Eddard to take up Robert's offer and become the hand of the king. He left for the capital with a strong prejudice against the Lannisters. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.